Did you see what Bruno Guimarães posted? With just a few words, he sent the entire Newcastle fan base into meltdown. And now everyone's asking, could a Brazilian duo in black and white be on the cards? What's up, Magpies? I'm Rodrigo, and you're watching Newcastle Mania, the channel made by fans, for fans who live and breathe Newcastle United. You blinked, and suddenly Newcastle was making headlines everywhere. While the transfer window is absolutely on fire, and the whole Isaac situation still feels like a soap opera, one unexpected message from our number 39 caught everyone off guard. That's right, Bruno Guimarães dropped an "I love you" to Lucas Paqueta on social media, and the fans didn't waste a second. The campaign to bring the West Ham star to Tyneside is already in full swing. But before we dive into the story that's got everyone talking, just a quick word. Remember those Chelsea fans who said this channel wouldn't grow because our fan base was too small? Well, they're starting to go quiet because our numbers are going UP. So let's keep proving the power of the black and white army. If you love Newcastle and want to shut them up for good, hit that subscribe button right now. It doesn't cost a thing, but it makes a massive statement. Let's smash that 1,000 subscriber goal and show the world who runs things on Tyneside. Right, now it's time for the bombshell of the day. One phrase, one post, one name, and boom, the Newcastle fan base exploded. Bruno Guimarães dropped a "love you" Lucas Paqueta on social media, and suddenly it wasn't just support. It became a full-blown campaign to bring the West Ham playmaker to St. James Park. It all started with some big news that left a lot of people relieved, and even emotional. After more than a year caught up in one of the most serious episodes of his career, Lucas Paqueta was finally cleared of those serious FA charges involving alleged yellow card manipulation in Premier League matches. It was a heavy, serious case that left the West Ham star under huge pressure since 2023. Many doubted whether he'd even continue in English football. But then came the verdict. Paqueta was innocent, free of all charges. West Ham released an official statement saying they were pleased with the decision and that they had always stood by their player. Shortly after, Paqueta made his own heartfelt statement. He thanked God, his wife, his family, friends, fans, and of course, the club for standing by him. He said he couldn't wait to get back on the pitch with a smile on his face. And that's when Bruno Guimarães stepped in. Wasting no time, Newcastle's number 39 took to social media, and once again, showed just how close his bond with Paqueta really is. On X, formerly Twitter, he called him brother. But on Instagram, that's where he really made fans go wild. Bruno wrote, plain and simple, "Glory to God. I love you, Lucas Paqueta." Simple, direct, emotional, but more than that, powerful. That message from Bruno wasn't just a gesture of support. It was a signal, and it hit everyone right in the feels. And all it took was that public show of love for the internet to completely blow up, especially among Newcastle fans. The replies came flooding in. "Bruno, become our secret transfer agent. It's time to bring Paqueta to the right side of London." Imagine that duo at St. James Park in the Champions League. If Bruno asked, Paqueta is coming. The hype was real. And you know what? It's not like this came out of nowhere. Newcastle fans have been dreaming of this pair for a while now. They played together at Lyon. They've got insane chemistry on the pitch. They are proper mates off it. They get each other with just a look. Bruno's already a legend at this club. And Paqueta has already worn the Newcastle shirt once, during a visit to see Bruno in Tyneside. So the dream was always there, and now, with this message, it's got new life. It may have just been, "I love you." But for those of us who live and breathe this club, it sounded a lot like, "I'm coming." And if it's up to the fans, Bruno's got a new job title, midfielder and full-time transfer agent. This story exploded all over social media and even made headlines in the British press. Plenty of people pointed out that Paqueta has already worn the Newcastle kit once, back when he visited Bruno here. At the time, it felt like a dream. Now, it feels like a chance. Reports even suggest West Ham might be open to selling, possibly for around £70 million, £30 million below his old release clause. In other words, the timing couldn't be better. But to really understand what this message from Bruno means, we need to rewind and look behind the scenes. Bruno Guimarães and Lucas Paqueta aren't just teammates. They are proper mates. The kind of mates who hang out off the pitch, go on holidays, post selfies calling each other brother. That bond started back at Olympique Lyonnais, where they bossed the midfield together and caught Europe's attention with their flair and chemistry. When Bruno signed for Newcastle in 2022, many expected Paqueta to follow, and for a moment, it almost happened. There were talks behind the scenes. His name was linked. He even turned up in Tyneside wearing the shirt. But then fate took him to West Ham. Now, fair play. He settled in well, helped win the Conference League, and became key for the Hammers. But the truth is, many, including Bruno, never stopped dreaming of a reunion in black and white. And here's the difference now. Bruno Guimarães isn't just another player in the squad. He's a leader. He's the heartbeat of the team. A warrior who plays with passion, defends a badge, and gives everything on and off the pitch. He is respected in the dressing room. He has real influence at board level. He is not just another squad member. He is the soul of this team. So if Bruno sits down with the board and says, "That's the guy I want beside me. That's who we need in this midfield," believe me, they'll listen. And in a moment where Newcastle is pushing to cement its place among Europe's elite, with Champions League nights on the horizon, and the transfer market hotter than ever, a name like Paqueta, experienced, talented, already in sync with the squad's leader, could be the difference between competing and conquering, because this isn't just about friendship. It's a real possibility, with history, chemistry, influence, and, most of all, the full backing of the fans. But what about Paqueta? We all know what Bruno brings to the table. No words needed there. But what about Lucas Paqueta? Even under all that pressure, he played at a high level all season long for West Ham. He's a creative midfielder, technically gifted, experienced in Europe and a regular in the Brazil squad. He'd be a massive addition, especially in a midfield that could soon be without players like Joe Linton. And let's be honest, if Isaac really leaves, we're going to need more creativity. And if you think it's a stretch to dream about signing someone like Paqueta, just think back to Tunnelly. That felt impossible. And yet, it happened. Think about Isaac too. That was supposed to be a dream. And now, is our number one striker. Newcastle are in a different place now. Big names are looking at this club with respect. And having Bruno as our ambassador, that's a huge card to play. Now picture this. What if Newcastle really go for Paqueta? It wouldn't just be a normal transfer. It would be a statement. A symbolic moment in the PIF era. It would show fans, rivals, and all the journalists who still doubt us. Newcastle knows where it's going and knows exactly how to get there. Because bringing in Paqueta isn't just about football. It's about chemistry. It's about creating a dressing room that players want to be part of. It's about showing that we don't rely only on money, but on identity, vision, and ambition. And it would send a clear message to the market and even to our own players. If someone leaves, we'll replace them, and we'll replace them properly. The Isaac saga, the Bruno rumors, the outside noise trying to pull our stars away. That's part of the game. But the club needs to show a reaction. We need to prove we won't fold under pressure. And in that context, Paqueta is the perfect signal. A gifted player, already adapted to the Premier League. Someone who knows Bruno inside and out. Someone the fans already like. And someone who can step onto the pitch and deliver in big moments. He wouldn't just be a tactical piece. He'd be a symbol of our ambition. And here's the thing. West Ham aren't in the Champions League. Paqueta has just been cleared and wants to turn the page. The timing couldn't be better. The mood is set. The fans are dreaming. And Bruno has already dropped the hint. If Newcastle acts now, smartly, boldly, this could be a game changer. Not just for next season, but for our reputation across Europe. Because when you break it all down, this is what it's about. Being big isn't just about trophies. It's about acting like a big club. And that means making the right moves at the right time. Now, you might think Bruno's message was just a simple "I love you" to a friend. But for us fans, it means a lot more. It shows that the players care about each other. It shows that the future is being built on trust, identity, and real friendship. And most of all, it shows that Newcastle United is more united than ever. If Paqueta signs, brilliant. But even if he doesn't, that public message from Bruno only proves what we already feel. This squad is building something special. And we, the fans, are part of it. Now it's your turn. Magpie, would you like to see Lucas Paqueta in black and white? Do you think Bruno is really trying to bring his mate to Newcastle? And if it was your call, would you make this transfer happen? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Your opinion is the heart of this channel. Here, it's all about fan to fan, no filter, no fluff. And hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Let's show everyone the strength of the Toon Army and take Newcastle Mania all the way to the top. Hit that like button, ring the bell, and stick with us. Because this season's only just getting started. And the best is yet to come. See you in the next video.